Hey guys, so today I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the power of your story. And I know you'll hear others in this business a lot of times encouraging you to share your story, but I know whenever people would say that to me, I didn't even really understand what that meant. Like, were they just telling me to post an autobiography about myself and every detail of my life, a little bit here and there every day, or were they wanting me to post every day on what happens that day from sun up to sundown. So I just want to help you clarify exactly what it means to share your story and the benefits of doing so. So the bottom line here is that facts tell and stories sell. So if you can remember that, I know it's a little corny, but think about that for a minute. We can share facts and figures about our business until we're blue in the face. The income, the potential there, but something magical happens when people can emotionally connect with your stories and experiences. So, we'll hear people say time and time again, oh, my heroes are Muhammad Ali, my hero is Mother Teresa, Tony Robbins, John F. Kennedy, Melanie Mitro for Beachbody. But the bottom line is those people, they're not famous and they're not remembered and they're not leaders because of their success in their said field, okay? They're leaders because they're relatable. That list of people I just gave you was pretty diverse, but all of those people are inspirational to many. They're all engaging and unique in their own ways. What is it that attracts people to them? It's their story. So every single one of those has a compelling story that connects and engages and makes them relatable. They tell the highs and the lows. We know the good and the bad about those people's lives. We don't just know the good, right? Their story sets them apart, and it's also ultimately the difference between they're great or they leave a legacy, right? So those names that I mentioned, those people are going to be or have already left a legacy long after they're gone. So what exactly is your story? Well, your story is a culmination of your experiences, both personal and professional. And within your life story, we know there's dozens and dozens of different chapters, right? And then within each chapter are little nuggets of wisdom that come along the way. Our story is unique to each of us. So one of the most meaningful things that we can do when prospecting as a coach, because obviously we're here to build a business, we want to attract people like us. One of the most meaningful things we can do is share our personal story. What does that look like? It's going to look different for everyone. Again, I know people were encouraging me to share my story, but I didn't know what was my story, what made me different, what made me unique, what would attract others to me. And it wasn't until extremely recently that I was able to dig into that and share, and it was not an easy thing to do. So think about who you are, your background, a little bit about what you do. When you start talking about your story, share why you were even looking for an opportunity as a coach. How did you come across this business and how did you end up joining? What results have you seen or do you hope to see? And what gets you excited about it, okay? And then you have to save the best for last. What are you most excited about accomplishing? Or if you've been in the business a while, what are your most exciting achievements? Make it meaningful. What has this business done for your family? And I can just give you a little bit about my story. And let me just take, a minute to diverge for a second. I want to encourage you to share the thing that scares you the most. Seriously. I lost many tears. I shed many tears over building up the courage to share my struggles. Because you know what? Everybody has struggles, and we all relate to each other. And perhaps that was the biggest thing I could do in moving my business forward. So just recently, I mentored with my coach, Deidre, and I was getting frustrated. My business wasn't moving forward. I just kind of felt stuck, and I started to question whether or not this is actually for me. And I'm sure if you haven't gotten there yet, you will at one time or another in this business. And you know what? She encouraged me to share my struggles. She said, listen, you got to put it out there because that's going to make you relatable. So I did. I put out the fact that I am struggling with binge eating disorder. And as a coach, hello, that's extremely scary. I don't want people to know that about me. And that's why I didn't share it for so long. I tried to keep it hidden. I mean, even my family didn't know about that. So as a means of putting it out there on my personal page, which is open to the public, I allowed myself to be vulnerable. I allowed myself to be judged. I don't know what people are thinking about me since having disclosed that. But what I do know is I got message after message after message from people I didn't even know were watching me, telling me that, oh my gosh, they have the same struggle. And you know what? It's just opened so many new doors in my business, and I've gotten so many people tell me how brave I was. I don't feel brave. I don't feel anything special. All I did was be me and put it out there. So that's all I'm encouraging you to do when I ask you to share your story. Find that thing that is super scary to share, and put it out there. It doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to get the confidence to share, but if you mentor with your coach, like I said, make sure that you're willing to open up about it, and then that's what's going to draw them into you. So when they hear your story with conviction in your heart, they're going to want to learn more. They're going to want to find out how this business can give them the confidence to share that too, or the encouragement to change their life. Make sure you smile and you exude energy when you're telling your story. Mine came through a lot of tears. Be confident in whatever it is that you're sharing, and know that ultimately it's going to make a huge difference in your business. I promise. Practice it a few times. Mine, I spent almost 2 full days preparing to disclose my story post. So I also wrote a blog post and made a video. The video just was the easiest way for me to put it out there and be me. You don't have to do a video. You can just do it through a series of posting on your personal page or your business page, your Instagram account. But do what feels right for you. Practice it with your coach. Practice it with your spouse. Practice it with someone that you trust before you are ready to go public with your story. You're going to find out that sharing that story makes you more approachable, it makes you more authentic, and it makes you more accessible. It's like all of a sudden people are not afraid to reach out to you anymore. They realize you're not perfect. They realize that you're just like them. And it's actually going to only motivate everyone even more to join you. The best business leaders in this business and beyond, they understand that everyone has a story, and they invest in it, including their own. So I hope that helps. I'd be happy to talk with you if you have any questions about sharing your story. I know how much of a personal struggle it can be sometimes to disclose those secretive things that might not show us in our best light, but trust me on this one, it has completely